Hi and welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. So I just wanted to pull some cards today to ask our angels, the beautiful angels, for any messages that would be helpful today. And we've got Michael Descent. And this is really beautiful. I'm going to leave that there for a moment and just pull some more cards and see what comes through with those. Forever in my light. And we've got fertility, and we've got manifestation. So I think if any of you have been calling on Archangel Michael to show you the way, then this very much is him coming through and saying, I'm here, I'm holding you, I've heard you, I can see exactly what it is you're trying to do, exactly where it is you're needing to focus on and how to get there, and I'm showing you the way. And all of those steps may not be clear to you yet, and some of them may seem like quite a leap actually from where you are now. It may seem unfathomable how you would get there and how you would take that leap and take that jump to reach the goals, the dreams, the manifestations that you've been hoping and wishing for, that you've been holding, and that Archangel Michael has been holding within his light for you, that he's been helping you to visualize, to creatively express, or determined where that's going to come from. And I think the fact that we got the broken card, it suggests that something at the moment is broken. Something in your life feels broken. Perhaps it feels like it's not able to be fixed. Perhaps it's impossible to see how it could be fixed. But to me, this card is showing that actually it's not meant to be fixed in some ways. It was already dying. It was already ready to leave. It was already, gone through that process of transition. It doesn't look alive. It looks like it's died, which, and here we have the moths in the card. And I think this is meant to be a bat. And bats and moths are very much about transformation. It's more than the butterfly symbol, because the butterfly symbol is slightly different. The moths are there at night. They're there in the shadows. They're there in the dark. And it shows a transformation from that period of darkness. The same with the bat. It shows the ability to find your way in the dark, the ability to use your senses and to really blossom and come into your own energies through whatever it is that you've faced that has left you feeling broken, or whatever has felt as if it's broken. And again, this will be different for everybody. So you will know if that applies to you and where in your life that actually applies to you. But right along with the brokenness, and it may be that you felt broken in some ways, it may be that you felt as if some part of you has been destroyed, or is no longer there in the way, shape or form you thought it would be. Maybe you've gone through lots of changes and you don't recognize yourself, and you feel that this is as a result of whatever's been going on in your life that has been difficult and sad and challenging for you. But in this situation, and perhaps you've been calling on the help of the angels, in this situation, there is an invisible light that is bathing you. There is an invisible sacred light that is holding you, that is almost swaddling you in comfort, in nourishment, in joy, in beauty. And even if you can't see it or feel it yet, perhaps you've been in the depths of that sadness, perhaps you've been in the depths of despair and feeling very upset, very like this has been just so hard for you, so hard that you can't quite imagine how to pick up the pieces and move on and make life good again or make things come good again. But you know, all along, even in this situation that you've gone through, and I'm sending my deepest love and compassion for whatever it is that you've been through. I'm so sorry for whatever this has been that has been so hard to face and so hard to bear. It's really not been easy. I can see and feel that from the messages. But you know, there is so much light in this reading, in these cards, that I just can't help feeling that despite all of this chaos or disruption, there has been something new being wanted to be birthed, being wanted to be created, being held within this sacred space all along. And that, if it hasn't already come to light, is coming to light and is becoming part of this story, this picture. And if you'll forgive me, I do want to look up the meaning of this card. I don't normally do it, but just for today, this Michael descent, I feel like there's a message wanting to come through from the book, so I'm going to bring it. And it says, joyful empowerment, my protective light surrounds you. Accept it and let it flow into your heart. May it balance your body, mind, and perceptions and bring you great joy. There is no separation. We are one, as is heaven and earth. I am with you. I am a reflection of your soul. Let us celebrate the joy of living and embrace the totality of who we are, two souls within one beautiful spirit. You are much more than you know. You are the past, the present, and the future. Awaken to the empowering manifestation that is your true essence, and you shall experience pure joy. Beyond fear, there is only love. And that is a truly beautiful message. And on this card, I'm not sure what these are at this moment, because in my eye I'm seeing white peacocks, and here I'm seeing a blue peacock, which is really interesting because yesterday, on the day of the solstice, I saw the most magical sight, and it really held me in almost like a captivation of wonder as I saw it. I was visiting my local park, and in that park they have 4 peacocks that live there, and they wander freely and they roam the grounds, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed, really, in nature, just to see them living amongst the trees and the habitat there, just at home and happy. And on this day, as I was walking along, I had a feeling to go and look into one particular space that I don't normally go to, and something led me there. And when I got there, I knew why I'd been led there. I knew that the angels were leading me to that space to witness the most magical blessing, which was the white peacock, which is in itself just an incredible sight. And please do look up white peacock if you feel this message resonates for you, because they all carry their own medicine. But the white peacock had flown up into the tree, and this was a really high tree. It wasn't a low branch, it was really high up in the tree, and it was just sitting there, just quietly looking back at me. And I took a photo of it because it was just so beautiful. Obviously, you know, asking permission to take a photo. And I took a photo, and later on, when I look back at that picture, because I was just in awe of this magical sight, and I thanked the peacock for this solstice blessing, which I felt had been given to me. The time on the clock said 3:33, and that 3:33 for me is the number of the ascended masters. It's a very magical number. It really shows that they're with me. They're sending their own synchronicity, of being on the right track. And I'm sharing this with you because I feel it's relevant in this reading, which means it's relevant for you, for some of you as well, if you feel so. And then this morning, so I went to bed that night feeling, what a beautiful thing I'd witnessed. This morning, I went to sleep last night and woke up in the early hours of the morning, looked at the clock, and lo and behold, it was 3:33 again. So another confirmation of the messages of those beautiful beings of pure light being with us, being with me in that moment, and it felt really auspicious. And I'm going to just bring through my angel numbers book because I'd like to bring that energy to the reading. So I'm going to look up 333, and there it is. You are powerfully aligned with Jesus and other ascended masters at this time. You are at a crucial point on your journey where you can go beyond all previous setbacks. So really, I wasn't expecting that this was going to be part of today's reading, but it has become part of today's reading. And I feel that, and that you can't make this up. I was wondering when I was reading the message to you of the card number 32, I was thinking, well, there's number 33. And it was on the page as well, showing the Orion Gate. And what's funny is I turned the deck over and left it on the side as obviously the cards had fallen out. And there is number 33. So that card obviously wanted to be part of this reading as well. And there it is, number 33, the third confirmation of this beautiful message that, it's time to go beyond all setbacks, anything that has held you back, anything that's been holding you in a place where you felt as if you couldn't move forwards. And it's very similar to the message that was coming through yesterday. Whatever has been holding you there, it's now time to move beyond that. You have the tools. You're being held by the angels, by the ascended masters, by those beautiful, powerful beings of light to really now bring through what it is you are meant to be doing. And even if you don't quite know what that is right now, you're going to know that's going to be coming through. You're being held within the light of creation. There is love here, there is progress here, there is moving forwards. And the Orion Gate, I was looking at it when I was reading you that other message, and it's about being in service, and it's about how to be in service, and that you can only be in service to others truly when you're really fully in service to yourself. So as much as we want to give and give and give, we really have to be mindful that the only way we can truly give to others is when we recognize that we have to give to ourselves first, that we have to be at peace within ourselves, at harmony within ourselves. And that doesn't mean to be completely healed and completely without imperfections or without stuff to work on. We all have our stuff to work on. We'll always have our stuff to work on. That's the healing journey. That's the hero's journey. That's the journey we're on. But the important thing to recognize is that as we're healing, as we're growing, as we're learning, we must first of all take care of our needs and honor our needs. Most importantly, honor ourselves, because if we don't honor ourselves, how can we honor another? How can we honor life and the universe? We have to take this information into our heart and to allow ourselves to not feel guilty about taking care of ourselves, to not feel guilty about putting our needs first. because in putting our needs first, we are putting the needs of others first, because we're able to give to them in a much more beneficial way, in a much more powerful way, and in a much more sustainable way, most importantly, which of course is going to be the most important thing when it comes to giving. Otherwise, how will we keep that up? How will we manage to keep that up if we're not able to do it for ourselves? So it's possible to be in service without sacrificing, but it requires a great love for yourself, a great love for what it is you're doing, and a realization of who you're becoming and how to pass that on and to bring that manifestation into being. And, you know, when we look up at the stars, we think to ourselves, don't we, what an infinite universe it really is. You know, there's so many messages, so many things we don't understand yet. When we look up there, perhaps we think of home, perhaps we think of our star families amongst the star nations and the beings of light. Perhaps we feel that we're only a tiny speck in the world, and indeed we all come from the stars. And you know, we go back to the earth, and it's a never ending cycle of sort of being part of that great beauty, being at one with that beauty and that majesty, and that is the natural world, that is earth, that is heaven, and all of it in between, which is us. You know, we're human beings, but we are a soul, we are spirit and spiritual beings, you know, within that human body. So really, I think there is so much that is going to be coming through for you, so much more than you're even able to see at this time. And again, even if you don't quite know how you're going to get there, now it's about trusting. You've reached a point in your journey now where you're going to be able to take the steps that have previously been difficult for you, that have previously felt hard, you know. And I keep seeing this sort of oval, almost egg-shaped symbol in the cards. You know, you've come full circle, you've come back to yourself, you're coming back to realizations that perhaps you may have had before, lessons you may have learned before, remembrances of times in your life where perhaps you sacrificed or you gave too much, and perhaps it broke you, perhaps it damaged your health in some way, or perhaps you realized it was too much and it overwhelmed you and you took a step back. And now you're coming back into realization of how to be in balance, and how that's going to be a much more sustainable way of giving and being, and how to create again. You know, there's the sense of this beautiful bird, it looks like a crow, you know, building a nest again. You know, the next cycle has come around, she's going to be sitting on her eggs. You know, we have the fertile mother archetypal image in the card, which again is a symbol. And it may be that for some of you that this literally is about, you're about to be bringing a new human into the world, a new being into the world. Perhaps it is literally that for some of you. And you know, despite whatever setbacks you've experienced before, for others it's going to be, you're going to be bringing a new creation into the world, you're going to be in service in a much more productive way. You might be bringing a creative project into the world now, or about to, that is also going to enable you to later on offer it to others. And remember, whatever you heal within yourself, you're going to be offering it to others as well anyway, because naturally we do that. We do that when we overcome whatever has been difficult for us, whatever, you know, has been a challenge. So I would say to you, look at all the light in this card, in these cards. Follow the light. Trust whatever feels like light to you. Follow the pathways of light. Let them open up for you. Let them lead you into those divine dimensions, those spaces, those areas where you can access new timelines, new worlds, new realities, new creations, you know, where you are calm, where you are balanced, where you are free to bring and birth into the world that you are ready to bring in, and in a way that you are going to be of service to others. You know, let that be your focus now. And what can be helpful in some of these circumstances, where if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling like you don't know what to do, just breathe, just focus on your breathing, come back to your breath, maybe take yourself into a meditation where you imagine yourself following the pathways of light. Where would that lead you? What would it lead you to? What is it you've always wanted to do and perhaps haven't been able to do? What is it that really you could bring into being now? That maybe that thing you've always wanted to do, maybe that dream you've always had, that goal, that that wish, that desire. And look, this is echoing the first card, that happiness is freedom from fear. It's being out of fear and thinking to yourself, if I could do anything, what would I do now? If I could be anything, what would I be? Who would I be now? If I could give anything, what would I give now? And beginning to take that journey of allowing yourself to finally have what it is you deserve by first of all giving it to yourself first. So when you're loving yourself, when you're nurturing yourself, when you're looking after yourself, you're going to be looking after others. You're going to be naturally bringing forwards what's ready to come. So, beautiful ones, I really hope that message is helpful, has been helpful and healing for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel, spreading the love, enabling me to reach more people if you feel that this message has been helpful and beneficial to you. I wish you so much love and success in whatever it is you are manifesting and bringing through right now for the highest good. And I can't wait to hear about it if you'd like to share it with me in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading.